I call the shots, I never call it quits. Trust my intuition, bet it's right and bitch, it often is. Seen too many others come and go, they had the wrong intent. Do it out of love and never for it, then I watch it get bigger than expected. No second guess it, I let it set in. It's God's plan, we out here only accepting blessings. I'm stuck with it, this mindset is terminal. In and out different terminals, leveling up is personal. And I already made it, y'all can miss me. I smack my girl's ass, tell her pinch me. It's hard to believe I made something from nothing. No hindsight discussions, I've been writing, I love it.
Welcome to the 3 Gig Sports Podcast, where we are never wrong, just sometimes misinformed. We've got a full house tonight, and we got a lot of real fun stuff to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
As we kick this bitch off, I want to dedicate this episode to Sports Illustrated. Did you see what they're doing?
You have my attention.
As young men, we all enjoyed the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition, correct?
When we were younger, yeah.
Always.
Yeah. Before Pornhub was a thing.
Right,
Absolutely.
exactly. So Sports Illustrated is, they've decided to be more inclusive as well. So just off the fucking wall, who would you absolutely never picture them putting as the Sports Illustrated cover?
Martha Stewart.
Swimsuit cover, by the way.
I could see them doing
Never
Martha.
even-
I could definitely see them doing Martha.
Fucking gave it away right away, you son of a bitch. It is Martha Stewart.
is.
Shut up, is
It
it?
is Martha
Fuck
Stewart.
yes!
It's Martha
It is
Stewart.
Martha
Yes,
Stewart.
thank you. I'm all right with that.
Yeah. So shout out to Sports Illustrated
Yes.
for doing some wild shit.
Actually, I'm more pissed off that it wasn't Betty White first.
Oh man,
That was
My
like her
God.
and Snoop in a man thong, just
Oh yeah,
Doing
dude.
that
They
thing.
got a special connection.
yeah.
special.
And I think the big deal is that
That she's the first felon to be on.
that's exactly right. Yeah, they're inclusive in the fact that criminals can be on the cover as well. Now.
Okay.
So
okay.
yeah.
I think that's kind of awesome. I'm. That may be.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's
we have
funny as shit.
If that doesn't make your junk wiggle just a little,
just a little.
Right.
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
Woman could cook and fucking knit you a shirt and boxers and then eat the boxers off of you.
oh
Fuck
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I'm all down for this.
yeah.
I'm telling you, we need to put one up. We need to buy one and put one up.
What are the odds that Snoop Dogg has hit that?
Really high,
Oh yeah, way high.
That's happened,
Way
right?
dude.
Yeah.
That's happened.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. They even give each other like that look, like like that. Hey, we're really good friends, but we've
Yeah.
also.
Oh man, I'm sure she helped him make some money too. Cause wasn't her crime like insider trading or something
Yeah.
like that?
Oh yeah.
That's her crime, right?
Yeah.
Oh fuck, for sure. She's like, hey, listen, D-O-double-G, all right? Here's what you need to be doing with your investments. Now check this out. So, no, I thought that was hilarious when I saw that. I'm like, all right, I'm not even mad. This is funny as shit. So,
Oh yeah.
I love it.
but Jimmer, kick this bitch off.
I want to go ahead and get rolling on Aaron Judge. So it's been a big deal. Aaron Judge took a peek over at his dugout during an at bat against the Blue Jays, right? And it got turned into a big deal. 'Cause, like there were some sounds, voicing going on over there, and of course got accused of cheating. He answers with, and I'll give you the exact quote so you know. He says, and by the way, hits a 462-foot homer after he peeks over there, okay? There was kind of chirping coming from our dugout, which I didn't really like about the situation, said Judge. He said, where the hell did that go? Peeked in the dugout. I'm looking for the exact. I had the fucking quote, like about the situation. Yeah, so he's basically saying, there was a kind of chirping going on from over there, and he was trying to see, and it was he thought they were chirping the umpire, so he was gonna like kind of correct him. So that was his response to that. Now came out that Jay Jackson, who was the pitcher of the Blue Jays, said he was tipping his pitches while facing Aaron Judge. Okay. Anyone that doesn't know what tipping pitches are is basically you're not disguising very well your whole set when you're going to get set to go pitch, right? You're supposed to try to make it look like every pitch looks the same when it comes to your set. Well, he was tipping you could tell when he's going to throw a fastball. And so what he was looking over at and what they were saying is they were letting him know what it was, and then he bombs a ball up.
Right.
Not a big deal, right? Because I mean, it's not sign stealing.
No, it's not cheating.
Right?
No, you're giving away pitches. I mean, that's on you. It's not cheating just because the other team can figure it out or pick up on it. That's kind of what you do. That's a baseball thing. That's why they watch film, is to try to pick up on little things that guys do.
Yeah.
So
you mean tell me he wasn't paying the pitcher extra money on the side as a tip to know the pitch?
Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
That could be.
That's not tipping pitches.
That's a different version. I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually thought it was something weird like that. So I realized what it.
they're
was.
gambling.
Like,
They had the over on him.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, why don't you explain it to me how we did off air? How did I lead that?
You asked about behind the back.
Yeah,
Put their hand
like
behind the back.
so I always thought when pitchers put their hand behind their back during their windup was to hide from the dugout and from other lookers what his hands were doing with the ball, so that when it came out, it was a surprise.
No, usually when their glove or whatever goes behind their back, they're already going forward. A lot of times you see guys are tipping pitches. The easy one is what they'll do with the ball in the glove in front of them. Was it Darvish, I believe, got caught tipping his off speed, because every time he'd go off speed, he'd tap the ball in his glove a couple times. Basically getting that grip a little bit better right before you throw an off speed pitch. And then when he threw fastballs, of course, he wouldn't, because it's much simpler to hold a fastball as an off speed pitch. So you have things like that, and then you have other ones that aren't quite like that. Like guys will look at certain bases, maybe an extra time before they throw. They'll pick up on that. So there's a couple different ways you can go through tipping pitches, what guys will do.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how they tip their pitches.
Yeah, it's just like poker, right?
You're
It's
looking.
not necessarily because you're any better than anybody, but if you can figure out the tells of the other people, you've got a huge advantage.
Yeah.
Right, the poker face, right?
Mhm.
And you see what they can hold it together. My problem with it in any way, shape, or form is purely how he answered it. Like, you don't either don't say something, don't make up some shit bullshit like that. We know what it was, and it's okay. It's not sign stealing. You didn't do anything wrong. Well, what are you so bashful for about this? But hey, he gave us a tell.
Yeah.
And when we were using it to our advantage, that's his fault. And I parked it 462 big ass feet.
It's a pretty big tell.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, was there any part of that
Yeah, it's not illegal. Just
Right.
tell him. Like, you saw what happened. That's because I knew what he was going to throw to me.
right?
That's it.
And not because of a trash can,
Right.
like Chris's Astros.
Doesn't matter, baby. Got a ring.
and didn't get it taken away. So
Winning is winning, right?
Winning is
You're
winning.
not cheating, you're not
All
trying
right.
hard enough.
All right, Charlie Sheen.
Are you? Which one? What are you talking about right there? Are you talking about the cocaine part where he's like?
He's like, winning, duh.
Okay, I thought you were talking about, like, I know you've seen that interview.
That is that interview.
Is it? Okay, it is. But when he's talking about the actual cocaine, he's like, shit.
He's like, if there's drugs in his house, I just say, hey, go dump them out. Yeah, what, you want to give me a drug test right now?
Yeah, what did he say? He's like, I used to do an 8-ball of cocaine a day or some crazy shit like
I used
that.
to bang 8 gram rocks a day.
There you go.
Jesus.
No big deal.
No big
Did
deal.
he even say it like that? He's like, no big deal.
And then tiger's blood.
I wanted to go with the next one, and this is because literally what you sent the group here, right? And that is Ngannou signed a PFL deal, and this is kind of not even kind of, like I text you guys, it's a real big deal. He almost got everything he asked for. Remember the ridiculous stuff that we were like, Jesus, like, come on, brother.
Yeah,
He
no kidding.
literally got basically all of that. He got some version of partnerships in there. He got like I do believe it's like the South African version of
Being a king.
like a committee or whatever of the PFL.
Of the PFL, yeah.
And like he gets like certain percentages, all that kinds of shit. Everything he asked for, he got
Yeah.
for the most part, right? I mean, obviously, it isn't the biggest face. It isn't like it's UFC or anything, but then our man Danny G sent us this. And this is, what was it off of?
Twitter, I think, right?
It was off Twitter.
Yeah.
So this is quote from Francis Ngannou, no matter what other promoters say, no matter what some fighters say, no matter what media says, who do you think is the baddest motherfucker on the planet? Me. End quote. John Jones.
This was so good.
Calling yourself the baddest man on the planet from across the street, who does that? LOL.
Yeah.
Thoughts, gentlemen. All around thoughts, yeah.
It's crazy he got, we talked about it. He was asking something stupid, and it's crazy they gave him to him. As we've seen, other promotions haven't done the greatest, outside the UFC, ONE FC and stuff like that. It is interesting. I don't know if you know that PFL is in the works and the talks right now to buy Bellator. So we'll see. We'll see if that raises their stock much anymore. Just, it's always been, no matter what, UFC and then just like everybody else.
Right.
So
with Bellator kind of being up there, 'cause it seems like they'd either get the up and coming or they get the guy long in the tooth, but they would have the name, right? So
right.
and
That'd
be interesting.
Kind of. So it's real interesting because you got to have money, obviously, to back and pay everybody else. And Francis also come out. He's like, well, the guy whoever decides to fight me, is going to get paid too. I've secured $2 million pay for the guy who fights me. Projected fight coming in 2024. So still a ways away from fighting yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know if they're going to get the draw.
He also
Yes.
Because the rest, are you going to pay that amount of money to watch a pay-per-view for PFL when the rest of the card fucking sucks?
No, and even that part of the card.
Right.
He's not a fun fighter to watch. He's not. He does not have that kind of draw.
If he doesn't knock you out, then it's a boring fight.
Right. We all know your passion and we all agree with it too. We're not, but even if you could sell it just on his name, the fans that he has or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what else who else is on the roster with a big name.
Yeah, the PFL. There's a couple girls. I mean, maybe, but
I don't know.
Heavyweight is light, man. There's not
everywhere.
much there.
Even in the UFC, it's light. So you go outside of the promotion, it's even worse.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah. Well, that was the other part of his mass agreement, right? Was that because he said, "I still plan on and I will be boxing." As part of the agreement in this is that he's allowed to with no contractual debate. Not where they get a chunk of it or anything. I don't know.
But that's the thing. If somebody really wanted to fight him and pay that kind of money, they would have, right? Who was boxing? Diaz, Connor. I mean, look at the guys that are big draws and big names. They got their fight. They got the money. Guess what? They can't get the fight. They can't get the money because guess what? There's no heavyweights out there besides like John Jones going up. That is really a big draw,
Right.
So. Yeah, I don't think it was a good deal for the PFL. Ngannou got everything he wanted, right? So he not only has his guaranteed money, but he gets pay-per-view money, gate money, and he has that shit going on in Africa too. Like when they realize that his draw isn't that big, unless you can find somebody else that's going to help raise that up.
Yeah.
Especially with what they have now, man.
The only thing I thought of, and they brought the boxing deal. I don't think it would happen in UFC, but perhaps boxing. After the whole UFC fallout deal with him, it would be interesting if he'd be open to going to PFL to do it and possibly making a big is Brock Lesnar boxing fight.
That would get him. That get him excited. See, he doesn't like Ngannou. He loves himself some Lesnar.
Yeah, I don't.
And that's a big, strong man too. Let's not just because Ngannou is a big old mammoth of a man. Let's not forget how big of a monster Brock Lesnar is.
Right.
Yeah, it would have to be that's a reach, but it'd have to be somebody like that. Yeah, you're totally
you get the
right.
name part, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I think this contract's literally that's it. They're not going to redo a contract like this for him at all, if he's even able to fight. So let's say, he already only fights once a year as it is. Let's say he does a boxing match as well. What's that going to do? Put him out for another year from that point?
Yeah, no kidding.
I don't know what this is really going to look like. It's good for him and the guys that he potentially is going to murder in there, but that's it.
So you don't see any positives really for the most part or any gains for the PFL for doing this really?
Not particularly. I think they're going to lose a lot of money in this deal. They're giving him a lot, and they're just not going to bring the money in. I mean, his best bet was to stay in the UFC because guess what? The heavyweight division is already light.
Yeah.
You know, there's not big draws there. It's not what it used to be. Shane Carwin and them going through it at that time, and them letting them do steroids and stuff. It's just not what it was. It's not what it used to be. Not a big draws there. Before we move on, though, I did want to touch. Last time we got on, they hadn't come out with it yet. They broke out UFC 290 card.
I did see this. Is this the?
It's the big one, the big summer card that they hadn't come out with. It's Volkanovski versus Yair Rodriguez for the featherweight title bout. Flyweight title bout, Brandon Moreno versus Alexandre Pantoja. Not real sure on the challenger on that one. But Robert Whittaker's on the card. Dan Hooker is fighting. Bo Nickel, up-and-comer. Who else? I think it's also Robbie Lawler's last fight against Nico Price. He's officially retiring after that. So a really decent card there for the big summer card that they usually put on. So yeah, they finally announced it, and 2 title fights and some really good fights. Robbie Lawler's going to retire after this as well. So you're going to see UFC Hall of Famer go in there.
Yeah. Your cat. I was just looking this. He is okay. Bo Nickel's undefeated, right?
Bo Nickel, Bo Nickel's fighting. That Camiola Kirk. Watched him fight before. Fought in the same card as him, actually, in Iowa.
Who's that?
Camuela Kirk from Hawaii, I believe.
I think I
was training in New Mexico at Jackson Winks.
Oh, okay.
Fought on the same card as him in Iowa.
There you go.
A couple years ago. So, yeah.
Dude, they just said he's kind of balling out with this because you saw he dropped the other card too. Gaethje and
the one at 291. Yep.
Yeah, that
Poirier, Gaethje, right?
Is that Poirier, Gaethje? But the card itself is pretty stacked on that one too. Let me bring it up real quick.
Pull up 291. I didn't look at the entire card. I just saw the headliner pop out.
So Poirier, Gaethje, of course. Blackowitz, Pereira, Tony Ferguson. I don't know Bobby Green really, but Ikram. That how do you say the last name? Aliskarov.
Oh,
is that the
Russian?
Derek Lewis is on there. Heavyweight bout.
Stephen Thompson.
Kevin Holland is on there
Kevin
too.
Holland, Michael Chiesa. Yeah, so that's actually a decent fight card too.
Not too bad of a card right there either. So going back to back, throwing them all out there, right?
I like the potential for Pereira to win this and then have a title fight after at that weight class, and then Izzy and him again for your double belt.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
That would be fucking sick. I think Pereira is way more dangerous when he's heavier though, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So, then the other one I want to touch on, gentlemen. I know you guys saw this ridiculous payday that Peacock just gave the NFL. $110 million to be the first network streaming service, doesn't matter, to exclusively carry a wild card playoff game. As in, the only way you can watch it is literally by getting Peacock.
Yeah, $10 a month.
Yeah.
It's like, that's crazy. There must be tons of people paying that $10 a month. I was paying it for The Office only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to lose so much money because I'm just going to ask for somebody with Peacock's password.
Well, true. That's illegal.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Not if you pay for it.
Not if they pay for it.
Yeah, what if they're at my house and log into it? And then
there you go.
Well, they could be doing what Netflix is doing and like booting you out after if somebody else logs in if you're not paying,
Yeah.
That's what Netflix is doing. You either pay, you got the standard, you can only watch it on like 2, and then it starts booting people off if more people log in.
You have to pay extra.
And then you got to pay extra for the unlimited.
Yeah, Brazier started doing that to me.
Jesus. So. I wonder if because it didn't say which conference, like what, wild card playoff it would be, right? If it was NFC or AFC, it would be pretty funny if they paid all that and it was some shitty like NFC, like the Falcons made the playoffs and they're playing somebody or something like that. That would that'd be tough.
100. So
like small markets,
Not only the money part of it, right? Okay, set that aside. They'll gain some. There'll be people that pay for it, right?
Yeah.
because they like football that much. So people that already don't have Peacock, they'll get some. I don't know if they're going to make the 100.
I think there's going to be a lot of people doing their little 7-day trial about that time.
Right,
Like,
right. Right. You'd have to cancel it for that, right? As in, I'm talking about Peacock and be like, no 7-day free trials from this time
Right,
period,
yeah.
from this. They have to,
For
right?
a month, yeah.
But this is only a 1 year. So it's a 1 year deal for 110, right? My problem with this is even that. If they want to blow money on that because they want to be stupid, fine, right? I already have Peacock anyway, just like you. I'm a huge Office fan, so that's what I watch on there, and they have some other pretty good shows, and they actually put some damn good movies on there too from time to time, right? But my problem is we're starting to do that. We're starting to flirt with that baseball bullshit. We're starting to, the NFL is starting to off branch completely to like where you have to get like 10 different subscriptions to watch a fucking football weekend.
Yeah, I was just saying that to somebody. I can't even watch Texas Rangers anymore because they sold the rights off to, what is that down there?
They make
Fox Sports or Fox Southwest or something dumb like that. So I can't even watch it.
But they make it so exactly. So they make it so damn difficult. At least baseball, especially, makes it so damn difficult to watch your favorite teams, anyways, right?
Yeah.
But this right here, I'm like, what are you doing? Like what? Like I'm at some point, I'm not going to pay that. I'm not going to pay for like 7 different subscriptions for something. If you want me to pay NFL, like I pay something to NFL.com or whatever, and I give you whatever $15 a month or whatever it is to watch all the games, or at least Red Zone. Red Zone's worth that shit.
Yes, it is.
Red Zone's worth that shit. But this right here, this is like the start of that. So I hope it actually flounders out. Like, I hope people don't, so that nobody else goes and swings for that, right? Because the Amazon games are pretty fucking shitty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They all ended up, how many fucking Broncos and shitty games on Thursday night did we end up seeing last year in a row? It was so bad.
Why did the
man.
Broncos just roll right off your tongue like there's no goddamn problem, Danny?
You know why.
Let's ride.
But actually, interesting transition. So we're going to go into NBA in a second.
Yeah.
But still talking about like cable deals and stuff. I don't know if you saw the Phoenix Suns owner said that they're going to cut all the deals that they've gotten. They're going to exclusively show that all the games going forward on like local TV, so people don't have to pay extra and stuff like that for it.
I did hear that.
That's huge.
I
Man.
thought that
That
was
is
real cool.
awesome.
He's like, I'm trying to give the team back to the fans. Like, I want you to support us as long as you are, and money shouldn't be the problem for you to watch our game. So yeah, I saw that and I thought that was pretty damn
That is cool. Yeah.
Yep.
There's gonna be a million advertisements everywhere though. He's getting his money.
Oh, for
believe
sure.
that.
Somehow, yeah.
That there's gonna be so like if you thought there was a boatload at any one arena, there's gonna be like part of the TV screen's gonna be like just maybe a whole outline. You won't even be able to see the score. You get to watch it for free, okay? So you don't need to see the score. You're gonna see like McDonald's and everything around this fucking outside edge of this TV screen, right?
Hey, money, take the
100%.
color off, like black and white.
Yes.
But yeah, we're gonna have to go to never learn your lesson, right?
Yeah, man.
John Morant, Instagram Live with a gun.
Bang bang.
I thought it was a bad joke. I think you were the first one to send it, and I was like, Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
More like, I can't remember how many days it was. You get how many games he was suspended this time.
I think it was
Adam
just
Silver
like
came out.
7 the last time.
No, last time they came out with the suspension.
I think he's just
already.
indefinitely at the moment.
Indefinitely. Is that
Yeah.
what you saw? Okay. Was it you that also said that? You're on a fucking roll. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
The Chat GPT.
Yeah, that's
So-
amazing.
I don't know if this is true or not, but
Yeah, that was.
John Morant issued an apology, right? And came from his statement.
Hold on. His or his publicist? 'Cause
Hold-
then he's got to fire his.
Oh, too
Like, somebody. Oh, God, man, lazy motherfucker. I'm
Hey, oh yeah, dude. Now I got to answer that and the gun shit. I know I've disappointed a lot of people who have supported me. This is a journey, and recognize there is more work to do. My words may not mean much right now, but I take full accountability for my actions. I'm committed to continuing to work on myself. If you say make an apology paragraph that you got caught again on Chat GPT, which is Miles over here is a huge fan of,
right.
Yep.
The future. is
the
here.
exact same statement comes up down to down to the period, down to the whole fucking thing. So they was literally copy and pasted. You didn't even change a word. You didn't change a period. You didn't change anything in this bitch.
I just love and admire the amount of fucks given by John Morant and whoever is in charge of that. First, John Morant gets caught with a video or with a gun for the second time. Then, instead of getting I watched a guy get criticized for posting a movie on the internet.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he didn't even have chat AI to make his apology. You know, and now he's going, shit, this guy beat me to it. I was about to do this again. And then you got John Moran out here. What was this guy thinking? You know what? He didn't have to think. He was in his driveway with a gun.
Actually.
You're allowed to be.
Yeah, go ahead with your guys' thoughts. I got some more with that.
Yeah, so I understand what you're saying on that. It's not illegal, right?
Not at all.
And especially if you're in Tennessee, it's open carry, no big deal.
If I was him, I've seen those people that live there. I'd carry a gun too.
Yeah. So here's
what
the
do you
deal.
mean? What's wrong with the people that live there? What do you mean?
In the country?
They're toothless hillbillies with their cousins.
Oh, okay.
And I grew up.
No,
with
we're
them.
talking about
Profiling.
we're talking about Tennessee, not Kentucky, dude.
No, same continent.
They're all intertwined.
It's the same continent, Danny.
Yeah.
First off, that's profiling, stereotyping.
So it's not illegal, dude. But think about this. Think about where this man was just a year ago. He was about to be legitimately the face of the NBA.
Yeah.
Okay. Then he has, let's see, the first issue, I think he went to a mall because some kid insulted his mom, and the guy had to lock himself in the back room because Ja said he was going to beat the shit out of him. Then there was another issue where Ja did beat the shit out of somebody with his friend for one reason or another. Then he gets caught on Instagram Live with the gun. Then after that, there's a red light, and one of his best friends got kicked out of a basketball game because he was trying to start a fight with an NBA player. After that game, I think it was the Pacers. After that game, that their vehicle was shining we'll call it laser lights at the team. So more than likely, right, red dots on your weapon is what they're shining at the team. Then he gets hit again because he's got a gun on Instagram Live. So this dude literally lost $30 to $40 million because he didn't make the All-NBA team this year, and it all is around that stuff. So you go from being potentially the face of the NBA, you lose $30 to $40 million. Yeah, you didn't do anything illegal, but now, what do you want, man? Do you not want to make any money? There's certain things. If you go to work, if you don't go to work, you don't call in, you don't go to work, you probably get written up the first time, right? It's not illegal, but you do it. You do it again, what's probably going to happen? You gone, right? There's consequences, even though shit isn't illegal. And he, like I said, being as high profile as he is, those consequences are fucking huge, man. I cannot fathom making, let alone losing $30 to $40 million just in that instance.
Right. Sounds like another Aaron Hernandez story.
Well, I think Aaron Hernandez is a little more. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not going that.
I'm being serious.
Let's
The
be
motherfucker don't. I don't think he fucked around. That's not a joke. He wasn't pretending to be a gangster.
If he flashed the gun, you was getting shot.
Hey, nice little transition into what I wanted to bring up with Mr. Ja. I don't know if you guys saw, but he caught himself one hell of a warning from a Crips gang member. Did you guys see this?
Oh, no, this is new.
Yeah, I saw it.
You saw that too?
Yeah.
Tired of you seeing everything, Rio. Okay?
Yes.
Internet,
do you
baby.
sleep? What the fuck is wrong with you? No. One eye open.
Always.
Mr. Member Brick Baby is his name. Issued a warning to the two-time NBA All-Star. That's another one of them fake rapping ass beep.
What's that?
You know I ain't saying that. Then when John Morant's $200 million contract is up, Brick Baby replied, yeah, what the fuck you want to live like a rapper for? He goes on to say, I don't... Yeah. Well, because he was asked about John Morant throwing up gang signs. He's like, I don't think so. Run it in. You know what's up. He ain't fucking with the gangland like that. You throwing those ends up, that gonna cost you anyway. What you want to do? To pay the Crips for the rest of your life? Because that's gonna cost you. He's like, let's be real. Let's start being real with yourself. You a basketball player. Okay, you want to step on this field? We could show you a whole lot about this shit. Matter of fact, set up a meeting for me and John Morant since he want to be a Crip. I bet you he don't never show up, and it's only on some friendly shit.
Yeah, old boy gets a bunch of signed stuff, autographs. I always laugh when they're like, this guy come out of nowhere and gave him a good stern warning. Like,
Right.
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, come get your 10 minutes of fame on ESPN, motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us how you
Get
really
the
feel.
Here I am.
I think that's all.
FBR.
I understand, like, okay, it's gonna, but get the fuck out of here. Like, we know he's fake. He didn't need to issue a warning, Mister.
Right.
You know, like-
Everybody knows that he's a joke, right? Like
Yeah.
when it comes this way, we've already met the the Clarence, right?
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
Claire's parents have a real good marriage.
Where are you going, Miles?
I just wanted to go off of that because so if I'm going to conspire to commit a crime and I'm a gang leader, that's like you would be getting your doors beat in right now. Don't you think so?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's all shit talk for sure.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's not shit talk though. That's conspiring.
If something happens,
Mhm.
something still has to happen. Like it.
But if you're a known gang leader, you cannot sit there and say, "Hey, something's gonna happen to this guy today." Nothing happens. 2 months later, pop up. You're going down for it anyways,
Oh.
even if you didn't have no part of it.
I don't know. They still haven't figured out who killed Tupac, right?
he's not
Yeah.
dead. He's not dead.
Yeah, he's living in
He ain't dead.
Haiti.
There's no way at that young age. What was he? 25 when he passed? When tragically passed? 26. There's no way that dude wouldn't have had any time in the world to break a single crime, to go to prison for a little bit, to make that many songs that keep continuously coming out. Right?
Right,
Come on,
right.
man.
We're getting these
Unless
from
he's
the
Chris.
archives.
Unless he's
they
Chris,
say.
because Chris don't sleep.
That's true.
You know, maybe that's what he does. Maybe party is stayed up all goddamn day, all 24 hours. Right?
Yeah, baby.
And
But-
if he is dead, 50 Cent, you the man. Because he got hit like I got hit, and he ain't fucking breathing.
Oh, I love it. Many
Hey,
men.
hey, man, listen, you just out here being a fake rapper, all right? You ain't about that life, bruh.
Shit.
Right. So that must have been.
Me in the cornfield.
So that had to have been Nick Nurse, by the way, that I was thinking of.
Who? P. Diddy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
P. Diddy is the devil in disguise.
That's all right. But where were you going with this, though, Jimmer?
So where I'm rolling into is the Celtics Sixers, right? Huge game 7, but I think we kind of said that it was
Called this shit. I called this shit.
right.
Said Embiid had to come back and play like an MVP for them to win. Otherwise, Boston's going to take it.
Yeah.
That's why I wish the voting would take place after the fucking playoffs.
Thank
because
you.
What you do during the regular season don't fucking matter. What happens is if you win the games and you produce, when the games matter the most. I mean, he was averaging 33 points during the regular season, coming into this playoff game and averaged 22 or something like that. Like, yeah. Hey, I said he'd have to come. You know, he plays a fuckload. He
Harden
beats his
also
body.
plays like dog
He
shit,
beats his body down, and come playoff time, he can't produce. It's happened over and over and over again. We've seen it all the time. He got an MVP because everybody said it's his turn. He wasn't MVP this year.
You know what was great?
I'm with you on that.
After that last game, he said that him and Harden can't do it by
Oh, my
themselves.
God.
Oh,
Just straight
yeah.
shitting on his team.
Yeah, did you see?
I'm like, Maxi, bitch.
No, hold on. Did you see Dame replied, though?
Yeah.
He's like,
Hello,
what?
or whatever on Twitter.
Did
Yeah.
he?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Call that bullshit out. I
Yeah.
did see that because he was sitting there, like, nut hugging fucking Harden, basically to make sure he comes back, right? That's what that came back
Harden
to.
just gave you a chance to be in Game 7, boy.
Right.
Yeah,
absolutely. But
exactly.
he's like, it was just him, just those two, and that we need help. The fuck you have? What I tell you, they had one hell of a roster.
Yeah.
Like there isn't teams like that.
Brother, you're an MVP. Don't you and old boy go 9 field goals from the floor? Like, come on, man.
Awful. dude.
Right. Absolutely.
Awful. In Game 7 with your season on the line. That's what I'm saying. Make the voting for after the playoffs are done. determine who the best player is to lead their teams when the games matter.
It's wild because a really cool stat that I saw was Embiid's best game in the playoffs was what Jokic is averaging in the playoffs this year.
Just going.
He
I literally think that is why he got the MVP, because people are like, it's his turn.
That's exactly what it was. You know, they just like
He's been so close.
You look for every reason not to give it to him. You know?
People worry about the historical shit too much. The only people that have won 3 in a row are these people. Who fucking cares?
Yeah, who
did they
fucking
deserve
cares?
it? They did.
Right.
So does he.
Absolutely.
Yes, 100%. The best player
then that
leading their team.
Well, then that ties into you already know. That's the reason why you can back this even more, Rio, is that literally the ballot came out of Mark Jackson's. He did not, in his 5 that he turned in, not a vote for Jokic at all. Strip the man of his voting right now. It wasn't that Jokic. I'm not saying that he needed to be your number 1 on there, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't make your 5.
Yeah, that's
you're supposed to put in 5. That's
bullshit.
embarrassing.
That's horrible.
Yeah. Right? You can hate. That'd be like Paul Pierce, who hates LeBron with a dying passion, who can't ever say that he's like one of the best players, right? It's like it's you
hilarious.
can tell he's like dying, right?
Yeah.
Because KG tries to poke at him all the time, right? That even he, you know, like
You have to be unbiased if you're sitting in a position like that.
Yes.
You have to be. No matter how you feel, if you like this guy, if you don't.
Be like, God, he's
on
a
the
piece of
sport,
shit, but
on the fucking sports court, whatever. It doesn't matter if you don't like him. What he does and produces on the floor is how you have to vote.
absolutely. And that I take his vote away. Like as soon as I saw that come across, I'm like, take that man's vote.
3
away.
gig will take it.
We'll take it. We'll do it right. We won't let Miles vote. I know because we're not. They're probably. We don't want them to look at the mock draft episode.
Or saying Dennis
Jesus
Rodman was the
Christ.
GOAT. I mean, that's
Dennis
a little
Rodman
sketch.
is the GOAT.
Rebounder.
No, the GOAT in the
GTA.
world at all sports. Okay, do we have to go down this again?
Where do we unclip
He
his
is
mic?
best friends with all the bad people in the world, and he married himself.
So before we get into
Carmen Electra, like he did.
into the coaching part, like I was going to, I'm actually going to come into. Of course, they played like dog shit, right? Like what you just said, Embiid and Harden. Harden in the last game did play like dog shit too.
9
Granted,
points.
it was because of them that they even had, that they were able to even get in this far, right? But the NBA rigged. This is looking awfully now. It's looking awfully suspicious, right? Yes, you have your shooting and everything like that. But tell me it doesn't benefit the NBA for the Boston Celtics to make it versus the Sixers when you still have the LA on the other side. You also have who's I brought you up the storylines. The only one that didn't match on any one of them was Denver. Right? But you actually wanted every other matchup that could potentially go down for the finals is intriguing in some way, form, or facet. Because Miami and LA, if they were to make it, they had the bubble one where some people aren't really counting it or whatever because blah 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 was the bubble, right?
Yeah.
So you have that. You have LA and Boston in general, but then you also have LeBron and Boston and their history also, right?
Yeah.
That's like his own personal rivalry. Denver didn't quite play that. That's the reason why I'm surprised the Suns didn't, like the rigged part didn't quite go there. Do you think there's more? Do you think there's validity in that?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 100%. Storyline's a big deal. We talk about that all the time. Another reason that I think the NBA's rigged is that the Spurs got the number 1 pick. They had a few shitty seasons after their fucking dynasty run, and now they get who we talked about this a little bit ago, and maybe on another podcast. We're not super sold on him, but the next big thing is for sure going to San Antonio.
But everybody is saying he is, though, right? Like the best prospect since LeBron or
Dude,
better than
I
LeBron.
swear it's like I get the rigged on that part. I almost want to say it's rigged that Michael Jordan had so much success that they're trying to make sure that he doesn't. How many top draft picks have the Hornets missed out on? It's like 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's true.
Like, he was so good as a player, we're going to make sure he doesn't, get.
Yeah, he doesn't need this legacy too, right?
exactly.
He doesn't need to be like the top owner.
Yeah,
also.
if you look at it, yeah.
Dude, I didn't think about that. That's good too. Yeah.
But as for the finals being rigged, I mean, I'd maybe been on board a little bit. I was kind of thinking it after the Golden State
free throw
the
stuff.
free throws was just crazy, and the scoring in the paint. I mean, Golden State was ahead on some of those games. Scoring in the paint. So, but then you look at it. We always knew that Butler in the playoffs is a guy, a beast. So I think we all said it that Miami would be the one team, as a lower seed to potentially make that run.
Oh, yeah, we did, but I mean, Jimmer also mentioned another team that got bounced in the first round.
That's true. That's true.
Who's
Okay.
that?
Cleveland.
Yeah. So and then
That's
who
where
was the
we're
other
going.
one?
That's where we're going.
So Lakers, we always knew if they were healthy, right? They had the potential is there to do dangerous things to make it just health, right?
Yep.
They're all old and stuff like that. They'd have to get production from the role players, which they have. So I'm not 100% sold on the rig deal. Lottery wise, picking stuff, yes, 100%. But I think Boston was going to do their thing. We knew they're dangerous.
Yeah.
Sixers, like I said, anyways, if Embiid is banged up in any way, which he was, it was going to be trouble for him. We knew Jimmy Butler in the playoffs is a different animal.
That is.
Yeah, Lakers, the thing. You got the MVP and Jokic, Denver. He's going to will them on.
I mean,
And I'm not so sure on the rig deal.
Is Jimmy Butler in the playoffs like that surprising when he's Jordan's son?
Yeah, exactly. No, not at all.
And he's a Navy SEAL.
Right.
You have my attention.
We've already gone down this.
That he's a Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
You know,
Yeah, he said something about he's training like a Navy SEAL. Right?
yeah. his
Oh,
yeah.
that does sound familiar, yeah.
Okay.
The coach did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spolstra, was
Yeah, that's
training him
right.
like Navy SEAls. So.
Yeah. That's what happens. The best lead the best.
I'm tempted
Best league
to
the best.
say Miami's going to beat Boston, too.
Yeah.
I just don't think I have enough.
So my buddy Rio here told me that all the places that win a championship are where tragedy strikes. And Boston is only like 452 miles from Washington, D.C. So let's go, Boston.
What happened in Washington?
It's going to be a tragedy for some people, but a
You do what?
Man, what the fuck is going on right now?
Right. What are you?
Is this breaking
Well-
news, Miles? What are we doing?
Miles?
Well, do you remember last time when they were all screaming when Trump won?
This will be before that, though, to be fair. The finals will be before that.
Yeah, it's just
election.
warming
Okay.
them up, though.
Okay,
It's just
I
warming
gotcha.
them up.
Okay.
Can't rewrite it.
And then with all these, right, we saw some big time coach firings, right? To some people, I guess, on one for sure. I think it was Nick Nurse. That must have been the picture I seen, right? That's what I was thinking of.
Who the
But
fuck is that guy?
Highly coveted. A lot of people were looking for him like last couple of years, like
Yeah.
trying to trade for him. Basically, he was the Raptors coach.
Where was he before that? You and I, baby.
Did the Rockets sign him?
And then where was he
Did-
before that?
Did they?
I'll
Yes.
look it up.
At home in the B, baby.
I want to say
I
he
just
got a
had-
job right away. The Raptors coach?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say he got it. I want to say
I have
he
it
got
up, hold on.
he got Cannon and yeah.
No, the Rockets got the that Udoka.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Yep.
The Celtics guy, yeah.
Is that UFC fighter?
No.
Oh,
But what I am getting at is I don't know if Nick Nurse went anywhere.
No,
yet,
it
but,
doesn't look like it.
Sixers parted ways with Doc Rivers.
Yeah.
So by the way, we didn't actually state that part. The Celtics beat the bricks off the Sixers in Game 7, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
51 points from
Oh boy, Tatum. And,
Yep,
yeah,
Tatum.
just went off.
just went bonkers, right? But Doc Rivers deservingly
Yeah.
fired.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got a guy up there in the MVP. You've got a really good roster actually, and
Yes.
to just not be able to get over the hump yet.
Where does he go next?
I don't know if he coaches right away again.
Don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know where he goes.
I mean, he kind of
Nate.
is pulling the Kevin Durant thing. Like, I want to come back and coach, but it's got to be the right fit.
Let me
Like, come on, dude.
let
Yeah,
me give
and
you a little
already
something.
you were in one of the best spots roster wise. Where can you really go? That's,
where you had everything too. They
Yeah,
had 3-point
exactly. That's
shooting.
what
They
I'm
had
saying, like-
size. They had
and especially for him, where would you don't want to downgrade So where do you really go that has an opening to be able to do something like that?
Pistons.
You can only hang your hat on that one ring, which was the first super team, by the way.
Yeah.
You can only hold your hat on that for so long, man. Like, you have not done shit besides that before or after.
He went to one other finals with him, right? Yeah. He went to 2 finals with him, won a chip. I don't know if he ever went back after that the Celtics one, right?
Right. He
Those
did
2
not.
little stints. So I'm going to give you another one, and it's also the intriguing part, and I hope you guys think what I'm kind of thinking that could happen, actually. And that's Monty Williams of the Suns got let go, too, after their abysmal 7. Now, Monty Williams is a pretty damn good coach. I mean, definitely if you, in my opinion, Monty is more like if you have an up-and-coming team, you know, like if you want him to teach the game of, like, how we do this and show growth, right? Yeah. That's kind of like what he is, more perfect. So I don't know if it would work exactly like this, but I'll start with the same one, actually, first. Monty Williams deservingly fired? Or should he have gotten at least one more year with that?
No.
Yeah, I'd say, probably deservingly fired. I mean, you got a good roster, too, and a weakened West, and still can't. I mean, I understand injuries and stuff, but, I mean, you still have Kevin Durant. You have avoiding the pain. Yeah, I mean, you got, plenty of pieces there, and to not be able to do that.
He was missing the point guard, though.
He was missing the point guard. That's, you know what? Resign him. Bring it back. Run it back.
Yep.
Yeah, I just think, like, they had a good squad. Even last year, he couldn't get the job done this year. He could not figure anything out to do with DeAndre Ayton. Like, that was where it was broken the most, right? It was between him and Ayton. And you couldn't, like, he's obviously really fucking good, but you couldn't figure that out, man. That's such a big deal.
Yeah, I wonder if just him not shooting 3-pointers is
But is it
so hard to...
But in that one, is that kind of like the Warriors gig, though? Maybe he didn't want to be there, right? He absolutely did not want to be there with the Suns. But you can't pass that. Well, he had to sign that tender, right?
Yeah.
For that basically the max deal. So he's somewhere he didn't want to be. Is that any different than Draymond sucking the room dry when he knocked Jordan Poole out, and Curry even came out and said that he feels like it affected the team the rest of the way, like the trust wasn't there. Is there any different there that you're not going to get the best out of old boy either? Maybe you should have thought about trading him at least.
I think it is different because I think it's an effort thing. And I think if you're a good coach, you still get the effort. Even if they don't want to be there, you still figure out a way to do that. Between that and the talent that they had around them, man, they couldn't. And they didn't just lose. Remember, second year in a row, they got fucking smoked in Game 7. I think that maybe if it was a close game, maybe he's still around. But again, getting smoked, the team's given up, right? They're obviously not in it anymore. And that says a lot about the coach.
Not to get mistaken for Cat Williams. But the West is weak.
So you're with them on this. That makes sure that they're okay with letting him go.
I don't care who the head coach of an NBA team is. Just let the players play. If you're going to have super teams, why even have a head coach?
LeBron is the coach, so it is.
That's true.
Literally, you guys saw that breakdown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We won't go down that road. On this one, I think he should have got one more year. Maybe even halfway through the season, you'd be able to tell real quick, right? And I think he should have gotten a little more time so that you'd have an off season and a growth with KD and that roster.
Maybe he was getting annoyed of being told what to do by a 4'3" player.
Who's that?
The point guard.
He's not 4'3".
Don't call him that.
He is 6'3", and he is the point guard.
Yeah, don't call him
You are-
4 foot.
you're
He's
goddamn right.
6'3".
Yes. 6'2", 6'3", yeah. He's 6'3", I think. 6'2" is minimum.
I give him 6'1".
What's his name?
Yeah, his NBA card.
God, you're just shorting him everywhere.
God, yeah. he hates short people. He hates short quarterbacks for sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
We
for
know that.
Me and Danny have little man syndrome.
Yeah.
You can't be never mind.
Littler
than us and athletic.
I did want to say I think Doc Rivers could actually go to Phoenix.
Doc Rivers to Phoenix?
God.
I
Just
could
swap.
see it.
Because Philly's looking at Monty apparently too. He's as one of the
Yeah,
options. They're the same coach at this point, man.
I would take Nick Nurse to the Sixers. Because as soon as he lost all of his talent, they all started like moving on, and he didn't have much left up there. That's what's going to happen, right?
Yep.
So I would actually take Nick Nurse to the Sixers, but I would not be shocked by. I think Doc Rivers will end up with the Suns. I bet.
Gross.
Gross. Just recycled trash, right?
Yeah.
But all right, gentlemen.
Hey, Miley, as we wrap this bad boy up today,
Yeah.
you have a motorcycle, right?
Yeah.
You also have a make sense if you don't think about it, right?
Let's combo those two up.
And tell a story.
I get a look at my motorcycle right now. Well, I decided to go for a ride on my motorcycle one day, going the speed limit ish. Actually, anyways,
It's not like they could see that you would or would not have your driver's license, so they pulled you over for something.
I thought I was going so fast that they couldn't see me. Okay, okay.
Flying.
All right, that makes sense.
I was going to this, whatever. Anyways, so there's these two cars in front of me, and it was already road construction. I ended up on a road I didn't want to be on. I wanted to go to the interstate. I wanted to end up in Clear Lake. I wanted to go around the lake, and I didn't end up nowhere near there.
Okay.
Bullshit.
So to get out of there, what'd you do to try to get out of there?
I was following these two cars, knowing that they were going to turn. I looked at their license plate, and I knew they were from Mason City, and I knew that's the direction we were going to be going at one point in time, okay?
This is amazing.
We were going
and you're
east.
going that way
we
very
were going to
fast.
go east. So I was following them.
Okay.
And then I go, oh, man, that looks like a black car. Bing!
What's that?
That's me speeding up.
Oh, okay.
Not slowing down.
Gotcha.
And in the back of my head, I knew it was a cop the whole fucking time. And I'm still behind these two cars, okay?
That's almost its own makes sense.
No,
I think about it.
No.
You deserve
know
this,
you've seen a
actually.
black car.
Oh, if he can
If I see one, I'm like, hit the brakes.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. let it off
God,
the
there's a fly
accelerator.
in the car. I'm gonna hit the brakes real fast.
If
Like,
he sees me, I know I'm already clocked. Okay? I just hoping he wasn't seeing me because I was
that's
going
not
so
true.
fast.
That's not true. They're clocking cars in front of you still.
Yeah,
So there's
yeah.
two cars in front of you. Okay. Anyways, this is your
Go
story.
ahead. Go ahead.
So, anyways, I was like, well, we go past him. I go, oh, well, you seem nice. Try to give him a little wave, you know, like a little wave. I didn't do the microwave because he's in a car, you know. You got to give him a wave, like a, hi, I'm guilty. You know, one of those. You're like, you know, I'll take care of it. I'll slow down.
Actually, that does make a little sense because, like, when I'm not wearing my seatbelt driving in town, I'll do the wave. Actually, 'cause
Yeah.
I'm trying to take the attention off it and like, get him to wave like we're all being friendly.
Yeah, you can't see a seatbelt if I'm waving. I'm covering it.
Hi. Fuck, he's not wearing a seatbelt.
So, anyways, make it past him. And I look back and I just, not me, him. I'm still speeding up.
So you didn't even slow down when you saw him.
Well, I was already fucked. Might as well make it worth it.
Man, I
Yeah,
guess.
he can't clock you again, right?
Right. Actually, that is probably so far the most sense so far that you made. Right. I will say that. Yep. That makes sense.
So, anyways, I'm watching this all happen in the rearview mirror. He almost drives down in the ditch, whips the car, and I'm like, yes, he's stuck. We're golden. We're golden. No. I make it over the hill, down the hill, half a mile from him, and I'm going every bit of 75, and he is on my ass. You tell me who the fuck's speeding there, Danny. Not safe, officer. Not safe. So anyways, he's a state. It's a state trooper, by the way. It's not one of these. Hey, we're gonna let you off the hook here. It's you are the
By
hook.
the books.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're by
All
the
right.
books.
He comes walking up to me. He goes, "You know how fast you were going?" I said, "Roughly 68." No. Get in my car. And I said, "Well, this isn't gonna be no easy stop." And then like, why? Nothing bad, dude. I just don't have a license for this damn thing.
Oh my
I
god.
was just like, let's just get it out because you're gonna ask for it, and I'm gonna be like, I don't have it. so you're like, get in the front seat of my car. I'm like, all right, well, get in the front seat of his car, and we're talking.
And he unzipped and
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
after
Well,
you're done, you're like, all right, can I go? He's like, let me write this ticket first. I'm like, fuck.
asked where I worked, asked a bunch of other questions. Ends up, his father-in-law is the guy that did our SAP at work, so Anyways, he's like, oh. So he's typing up my tickets and blah, blah, blah. And the next thing you hear is, I'm like, hey, what the hell is that noise, man? And he goes, oh, that's my printer. I was like, whew. You could stop at one ticket, dude, because that thing is annoying. I wouldn't want to listen to that if I was you. Just one ticket, we're good there. He goes, well, unfortunately, I can't do that. I'm like, well, why is that? Well, you failed to get a license for it. I said, I got a permit. He's like, do you know anybody that lives within a mile of here? And I started looking around. I don't even know where I'm at, officer. I was just trying to go east. Well, you're going north. I'm like, well, that's way wrong.
What
the
fuck?
I mean, I know my directions, but I just somewhere, whatever.
With all these windy roads we have in Iowa?
Well, I was
Yeah,
avoiding
I get it.
gravel
All
for
the
a long
hills
time.
and stuff. Yeah.
So I would get to a road, and then it'd be like, gravel, go this way, because now it's pavement. And then it would happen over here, gravel. It's like it was leading me right to this damn cop the whole time anyways.
Sure.
So get the ticket. The first ticket, he's like, I took you down from 72 to a 57. Let's go, baby. That was pretty nice. That's a
That mouth does work.
$27 ticket.
Yeah, it's soft as hell.
Do you show him your deodorant trick?
Yeah.
Supple as fuck.
That's a $27 ticket. I'm pretty jacked about that. While the printer's still going. And here's a $400 ticket. What's that for? For not having a license. Oh, come on, dude.
Now, this is a really interesting story. You gonna tell them the second half of that story? Our conversation? When I go, hey, yeah, why didn't you get a license? That was not very smart. He's like, yeah, I just figured it just would be better just to drive it till you got caught. And I'm like, now you got a ticket. He's like, I'm a glass half full guy. I'm like, what's half full about $450 ticket? Those were the words out of his mouth. I figure I just drive it till they got caught. Figure it worked out.
Yeah.
I'm a glass half full. I said,
He's definitely right. That was my mentality the whole time. I was like, I ain't taking the damn class till I absolutely have
he's
to.
like, I'm
Now
gonna
you
take.
absolutely
He's like,
have
I
to.
won't take it till I get caught.
What?
I'm like,
So
And I could have avoided all this by getting my license.
when are you allowed
No,
to get the
not all of
license
it.
again?
Huh?
Or did you get? How's this work now?
Nope. He said he wasn't taking anything from me. He literally told me, call somebody. You can either trailer it home, but I have to stay here until it's on.
but
the
getting caught without one,
yeah.
I think
is
you
that a
get
penalty?
suspended.
Does
Yeah,
that-
penalty,
Does
don't
that
you?
suspend your license?
you get to just go get it.
Nothing.
Did you-
Nothing the first time.
So did you set something up so you can actually go get your driver's license for your motorcycle?
No, I'm still allowed to ride with other people. I really am. Now,
Until you start wandering off looking for wavy roads and shit.
yeah, it's here Call of Duty all over again. Where's Miles? He's about 400 miles the other way.
Right. Or he shoots his teammate
But
and then takes his shit.
he said, kill him. Kill him and we'll revive him. Kill him.
He had so much good shit too.
Yeah, here I am running around with Chris's shit. I'm like, dude, you got a 5-star. This man. He's like, yeah, enjoy it, motherfucker.
I'm like, hey, how do I, because we're cross-platforming over here, and I'm like, yeah, how do I do that? How do I join the squad? And then I hear shoot. I'm like, hold on.
Whack, execution from the back,
yeah.
too.
And then I'm laying down there, right? And of course, I'm not on their team, so they can't revive
So
me.
we
even if
can't
they
revive
wanted
him at
to.
this
He
point.
he was on a team 1 of 1. Because we left him to.
It is kind of, that whole thing was fucked up because I was like, we got a team, we're going to fuck them up. And Jimmer's like, no, we're friendlies. And he's like, we're going to fuck them up. And then, so I hop out the window and I down one.
I'm over there. Me
And
and
they were like, oh yeah, no, we're friendly. I'm friendly.
Me and Chris are over there fucking him up. And James is like, stop it.
Stop, we're friendly, we're good.
I'm like, no, I
We
want that
join
shit.
up, and then he evidently to get rid of the trigger
Yeah.
finger against our
Yeah,
own
and
team.
then just took me out. So that's why I don't play Call of Duty with Miles
me,
anymore.
me and Chris were like, we want their shit.
Jesus.
But yeah, anyways, the makes sense if you don't think about it is
The glass is not always half full.
the glass is always half full, baby.
My
Don't
favorite thing about this is you were excited because he gave you a $27 ticket, only to give you the real ticket. That's like a buy one get one free, where you got to pay for the expensive shit.
The
and
first
you get
round with the mouth
nickel
dropped
for free.
the speeding ticket.
Yeah.
Right.
You guys are missing the whole point here.
Round 2 would have dropped that.
That $400 ticket for no driver's license
Blessing in
is
disguise,
a lot better than a $400 ticket for speeding and then a day in jail.
They
72 and a 45.
That's not even 20 over. In a 45? Or 55?
55.
Yeah, 55.
I'm pretty sure it was a 45.
No, it's 55. Because if you said he gave
He said he
you a
was heading-
57
he said
and a
north.
55,
Yeah.
and a $27, that adds up.
Yeah, so that's not even 20 over, dude. That's
Yeah.
not that
Yeah,
bad.
so we're good, right?
Yeah, and they usually bounce that one down because they don't want to deal with all that shit. Because you're probably going to battle anything that's above 25
Yep.
because that carries a massive fine.
I
and
got
what you
one
were
of
just
those.
saying.
I do have one of those passed in the hospital at 2 in the morning.
So he didn't hook you up, is what we're saying.
No. All that,
Nah,
all that mouth work.
he
for nothing.
literally-
Oh, he did.
He literally he said, "Hey, he's like you can drive that home as long as somebody with a motorcycle license next to you." Do you got a motorcycle license?
Yeah. Guess
You
what
wanna
he
follow me?
guess what he had to do? Call a guy at work to do it.
Yeah.
To leave work.
What do you want me to do? What's a guy supposed to do? What's a guy supposed to do?
Go get his motorcycle license,
That's true.
which is not difficult to do. By the sounds of it, I haven't done it, but I've talked to plenty of people that have, and they're like, it's pretty goddamn simple. They're actually mad that they didn't get it sooner, for instance.
Yeah, they could have been rebels too. Pussies.
$400 says otherwise.
It's insane, man.
I
Chunk
kn-
of change. It definitely makes sense if you don't think about it.
Definitely makes sense.
Yeah, subscribe to my OnlyFans. Need $400.
Need it $400. Actually, me and Rio might put something up with our feet. I think we can make some cash on that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's going to be so nasty.
3 gigs after dark. We're going to go
Throw some
pantsless,
honey.
take this curtain down in the front.
And it's my penis. It's my penis. It's my penis with the
God, I
feet.
really wonder what's underneath that curtain if they would just move it.
So if you touch another man's junk with your foot,
What
is that
the fuck?
wrong? What if my foot's all calloused over? That's dead skin. I'm not even technically doing it with my real skin.
Dude, are we kidding right now? Get to rolling. We'll save the answer for another day because this could go down a really long fucking.
I don't know. Here, do it. We'll see.
I don't have callous feet.
Man.
Gay chicken.
Well, I think it is about time to wrap her up, gentlemen. So, you beautiful people out there who happen to find us on the interwebs, be sure to like, subscribe, share, the whole 9 yards. We really appreciate it. But where's the podcast available, Jimmer?
Anywhere and everywhere podcasts are available. Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and YouTube.
Let's go. And we love to tell a good story. As you just heard right there, that was pretty long-winded for Miles to say he fucked up. Could have saved 10 minutes off our lives.
I
right
couldn't
there,
keep the
but
squirrels on the road.
it's
I'm sorry.
entertaining.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's entertaining. But if you've got a story you want us to share, go ahead and slide on in.
To our DMs, get us that story. We'll get it out to all the folks that want to hear it. We can omit names, change names. Maybe your glass is more full than Miles. I don't know. But we'll get that story out to everyone that wants to hear. You know we do.
Half full is full.
Oh, man.
And we're
this
at
is another one.
$450.
Right.
Half full is
tell
full.
us tell us a ticket that's even dumber than that or more expensive than that one. I'd like to hear it.
Absolutely.
A ticket dumber than that?
That's pretty dumb.
It's not-
You literally saw the cop and you sped up.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Well, that's a black car and
Yeah.
you sped up. Did we forget about that part of the
No,
story?
we didn't forget
And
about it.
you kept speeding, so technically, could that be evading as well?
I
Like, this
li-
shit could have been
I
bad.
literally got a ticket once because a cop said, "Leave me alone. I'm going to give you a ticket," and I would not leave him alone. And I got a
Imagine
ticket.
that.
I couldn't picture that.
No.
I could not.
Not at
Color
all.
me shocked.
What color is shocked?
All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for listening. This is 3 Gig Sports.
We out.
Discussions, I've been writing, I love it. All this doubt around me, then but look, I got it right.